Hello, ladies and gentlemen. There are some days where I sit down and I want to record something, but I'm not really sure what I want to talk about. And then one of you, beautiful men or beautiful women, will bless me with an amazing comment that I think, you know what, I'm going to respond to this. So I really appreciate all of you who leave comments because there are tons of times when you give me inspiration for content. And this is one of those days. So I did this video here a couple of weeks ago about how to start your goals right now, today, literally this millisecond. And so if you've been procrastinating on your goals or you're feeling a little bit maybe depressed or a little bit lost or hopeless or, I don't even know where to begin or I'm overwhelmed with how much I have to do, I would go and watch this video. I literally walk you through how to get started and I hold your hand and I help you take those first couple of baby steps. And so on that video, this guy left a comment this morning or a couple of hours ago, and we're going to go through it. So Greg Jerry 4110 says, I did it, Andy. I really did it. Like 3 weeks after watching this video, I suddenly had a breakthrough and I did my first 2 approaches. I got a phone number, I wrote down a goal for getting at least one girlfriend, and I started roaming the streets every day hoping to work up the courage to talk to one. I chickened out last Sunday, but this Sunday I finally had my fuck it moment, which is that moment where you say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop sitting around just watching Andy's videos or watching some other content creator. I'm going to go out there and I'm actually going to start living my life. So he had that fuck it moment. He talked to 2 girls with some help from edibles to help me relax. Amazing. Good job. Even when you get turned down, you feel like the man for having the balls to approach. Yes, I have a little bit to say about that in a second. I also noticed that the more we talked, the more I calmed down. And the more I calmed down, the more dominant I became. Yeah, the more of that confident leader you can become. And that applies to men and women, by the way. That's not just men. Like if you're a woman and you start to find that peace and that sort of confidence in yourself, you might even call it inner love, self love. Yeah, you do find it a little bit easier to take the lead and help other people on their journey as well. This is the beginning of something beautiful, baby steps. I absolutely love all of this. This put a big smile on my face when I read it because it's a really nice demonstration that this stuff is not complicated. If we're talking about sex and dating, like let's say you're a man and you follow this channel, you want to go outside and talk to some ladies, it's not complicated. It's walk up to a woman, say, hi, you're pretty. I think you're really attractive. Talk for a little bit and say, are you single? Would you like to go on a date with me? She says yes. You say, cool. I'll take your phone number. You take her phone number. You send her a message. Hey, it was cool talking to you. Are you free on Friday? I'd love to grab that drink with you or that coffee. Are you free Saturday? Are you free Sunday? When are you free? Let's figure that out. You figure it out. You go on a date. You're a bit nervous. You say to her, hey, I'm a bit nervous, but you're really pretty. Thank you for coming on this date with me. Wow, I can't wait to have a great time with you. You guys chat, you talk for a while. At some point, maybe you get some feelings for her and you think, wow, she's so pretty. I want to kiss her. You say, wow, you're so pretty. I want to kiss you. She either says yes or no. At some point, maybe you say, hey, I want to take this back to the bedroom and see if we have some chemistry and fool around a bit. You say, hey, I really like you. I want to take this back to the bedroom and see if we have some chemistry. Is that something that you're interested in? If you're not, that's beautiful. If you are, that's beautiful. What do you want? And she says yes or no. Or you guys go on a second or a third date and see how you feel and just keep asking, do you want to go back to mine? Do you want to go back to yours? And boom, that's it. This shit isn't complicated, but we overcomplicate it by thinking, one, that we have to be a very special person to be able to do this shit. And two, that we have to somehow be perfect at this shit when we've never done it before. No, you're going to suck at the start. You suck at the start. You give yourself that permission to suck. Slowly take some baby steps to get a little bit better, and then you just keep going. That's it. Like this guy says here down the bottom of his comment, this is the beginning of something beautiful. Baby steps. Yeah, and this is about more than just getting laid. In fact, there we go. Let's go full screen for this. This is about way more than just having sex and walking up to some women and saying, hi, you're pretty. Would you like to have sexual intercourse with me? It's way more than that. This is the beginning of, like this guy said, something beautiful, realizing that the world is an amazing playground full of opportunities and goals that you can achieve and smiles that you can put on other people's faces and your own face, and realizing the actual true almost unlimited power that you have within yourself and that other people have within them too. You've likely been walking around, all of you, putting limits on yourselves. You put labels on yourself. I'm short, I'm old, I'm autistic, I have ADHD, I'm neurodivergent, I'm a loser, I'm this, I'm that. You put all these fucking limits on yourself, which just aren't there. They are a delusion, an illusion, and a made up piece of bullshit, basically. And we say, I can't go out there and talk to women. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't go out there and start a business. I don't know the first thing about business. I can't go and have an active social life and have these beautiful memories with other human beings and build these connections because I'm not a social person. I'm an introvert. God, if there was ever a fucking bullshit label that people love to cling on to, it would be introversion. I'm an introvert. It's like, yeah, guess what? So was I. I was depressed and suicidal for 8 or 9 years. I stayed in my house. I did nothing but watch anime and look at porn. I had agoraphobia. I had literally one friend in the entire world who I stopped hanging out with anyway, so I basically had 0 friends. I then went to fucking prison. The introvert label is just that. It's a fucking label. It's a made up delusion. It's a bunch of bullshit that we cling to. Same as the label of virgin. I'm a virgin. Oh, I can't meet women. It's not fair. All of this stuff. It's just limiting bullshit beliefs, baby. It's just absolute fucking trash that we love to cling to because it keeps us nice and safe. It keeps us from going out there, taking a risk, living our best life, maybe facing possible rejection. And there is no rejection. She just doesn't want to fuck you. That's not a rejection. She might have a boyfriend. She might want to do something else, blah, blah, blah. Or you say to someone, do you want to give me some money? Would you like to participate in this business exchange with me? And they say, no, thank you. That's not a fucking rejection. It's like saying, do you want a glass of water? Do you want to take a sip of my water bottle? No, thank you. Oh, I've been rejected. No, there is no such fucking thing as rejection. But God damn it, do we cling on to that, don't we? And so this fucking courageous, lion-hearted, absolute warrior here, this Greg Jerry guy, has started breaking through some of those limiting belief bullshit excuses that we make. And we make them because we're scared. We're innocent in that. We're not doing it on purpose, but we're so scared to go out there and risk a little bit of not getting what we want. We're so scared to go out there and look a little bit silly. More than anything, we're scared of going out there and actually trying at something and then maybe sucking at it. And it's like, here is the good news, ladies and gentlemen. You fucking suck. And there's freedom in that. You might be like, whoa, Andy, don't tell me I suck. You do. You fucking suck. Guess who else sucks? Me. I fucking suck at shit that I haven't done before. How could I possibly be good at something that I haven't done before? That is insane. And yet that is the world of mirror, the house of mirrors, the world of illusion, the world of delusion, the world of insanity that so many of you listening right now live in. You live in this fucking insane world where you think you're just supposed to be good at something. You're just supposed to be a dominant fucking alpha male Chad or a confident fucking feminist, beautiful woman like you see on TV who can just go out there and be courageous and be good at shit. Fuck that shit. You suck. There's freedom in that. There is so much freedom in putting your hand up and saying, hello, I suck. That is the beginning step of something like Alcoholics Anonymous, by the way, is literally I put my hand up and with the humility I say, hey, I'm struggling with this. I need some help. I don't know that I can overcome alcohol addiction on my own. Can you please help me? That is the beginning of fucking therapy and starting to work through your own issues or challenges or unique hurdles that you have to overcome. It's putting your hand up and saying, can you please help me? That is how I begin my coaching program. I get people to be humble enough to, you're humble enough if you're reaching out to ask for help anyway, but you put your hand up and you say, I need a bit of help with this. In other words, I kind of suck at this. And then I say, brilliant. I suck at a lot of things too. Let's learn together. Let's figure this out. That is the beginning of my relationship with Imogen. We have been together for 6.5 years now. We are deeply, unbelievably happy and in love. Our relationship started by me putting my hand up and saying, I fucking suck at relationships. I have been in a combined 10 years, maybe 11 years, 10 to 11 years of relationships with 3 separate women that I loved very much, and they were not happy relationships. I fucking suck at relationships. And she was like, yeah, I'm 18. Well, she was 19 by that point. I'm 19 by the time we started to get a bit more serious. I'm 19. My parents divorced, both of them multiple times. They've both been in 2 fucking divorces. My father doesn't have a relationship and hasn't had for years and will probably never have a relationship. And that's okay. You don't have to have a relationship to be happy. But, my mother has been through 2 divorces. My dad has been through 2 divorces. I don't know the first thing about a happy relationship. I'm 19. I've never been in one. How the fuck could I know anything? She put her hand up and said, I fucking suck. And I said, great. Do you want to suck together? Do you want to try building something together? And we are going to be so acutely aware and humble enough to admit that we're not perfect at this. We're not even going to fucking try and be perfect. We're not going to hide things from each other. We're not going to try and say things in a perfect way because we both fucking suck. And so we'll be humble enough to say, I'm not good at this. Let's slowly improve together. Are you willing or do you want to do that with me? And she said, hell yeah. I said, okay, we're probably going to need to do a weekly accountability check-in every week where we talk through, my issues, your issues, the relationship issues or the relationship challenges that we want to improve. And we'll keep each other accountable. We'll say, what did we do well this week? What could we do better next week? How is your life going? How is my life going? And we'll talk through all of that. And we'll aim to make like 1% progress every single week. And maybe if we do this for a couple of years, we might be okay at relationships. That was the mindset we had. I fucking suck. Same with approaching. I went out there and I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to talk to women. They're scary. They're not scary, but like I am scared of them. I'm terrified they're going to reject me. I'm terrified they're going to bite my head off and tell me that I'm a pussy and that I don't deserve to talk to them. And why is a loser like you coming up to a nice girl like me? All of that shit. I was terrified of that. And so I admitted, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to do an approach anxiety program. I'm going to learn how to do this. I'm going to go out there and just try. And I have no expectations. I have zero expectations, only curiosity. And I slowly improved. Same with business. I didn't know the first fucking thing about business. Really, I didn't. And I had my blog for about a year, maybe a year and a half before I even considered that it was possible to make money from it because I really didn't think that was a possibility at all. And my first goal, because I was humble enough to say, I suck at this, my first goal was I just want to make $1. And I aimed to make $1. And I did that. And then from there, it's like, okay, can I get one coaching client? I didn't know the first thing about coaching. In fact, one of the first things that I said to all of my original coaching clients is, I don't know what I'm doing. That's why you're only paying me like $10 an hour. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try really hard to help you. I have been able to have a decent sex life and have a decent romantic life with women and with Imi and all of that. She had been with me by the time I started doing coaching, I don't know, about 2 years or so. And so I was like, I know some shit. I can teach that to you, but I don't know everything. So let's figure this out together. Are you willing to learn with me? I will keep an open mind and I will learn from your experiences. You keep an open mind and learn from my experiences, and we'll hopefully help each other. And my first few clients, people like Cam was one of my first clients. I think it was like my fourth client or something, fifth client. Ed was like my second client. These are the coaches in my coaching program right now. How cool is that? They were some of my first clients, and there were a couple of other people. There's a guy called Roger. That was his username. I don't want to say the names of the other people because I think they want privacy, but there's like a few people there at the start that I was just like, I don't know what I'm fucking doing. I suck at this. And I slowly, with an open mind and a humble heart, and I haven't always been perfect with my humility, and so you don't have to be either, but I gave myself permission to suck. We aimed to get a little bit better and learn from each other every single day, week, month, and year. And then slowly at some point, hey, I think I'm okay at this. I think I'm somewhat decent at this. I can do this coaching thing. I can change these people's lives. Isn't that cool? And so you start out by admitting that you suck. You start out with that big, beautiful dose of humility, and you take the baby steps. And that is what this beautiful human being here has basically done. He said, all right, fine. I really don't know how to approach. I don't know how to walk up to a woman that I think is pretty and tell her that she's pretty. I don't know how to do that. I'm scared. I'm really terrified. But maybe I can give myself permission to suck, and I can just start walking around and thinking about it. And that's what he did. I started roaming the streets every day. I just went out there. I gave myself permission to be out there and give myself that opportunity to talk and connect with another human being. And then finally, he said, I hoped I would work up the courage to talk to one. I chickened out. I went out again. And finally, I talked to 2 women. And I did it. You even got a phone number. That means she likes you enough to say, here's my phone number. You probably had a positive impact on her life. How fucking beautiful is that? And this is what happens when you are able to give yourself that permission to suck. In other words, be fucking humble enough. So many of you struggle with humility. Holy fucking shit. But if you can be humble enough to say, look, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, I'm scared. I'm afraid. I don't know if I can get a girlfriend, or I don't know if I can get a boyfriend. I don't know if I can lose weight. I don't know if I can start a business. I don't know if I can help people. I don't know whatever it is that you want to work on. I don't know if I can do that. Okay. What is the tiniest little baby step that I can take? So many of you are sitting there waiting for a fucking miracle to come along. waiting for some girl to just fall onto your lap and be like, I love you, baby, and I've always loved you. And you're like, so many of you women out there are waiting for Prince fucking Charming to come into your life, but you're not putting down the work or putting in the effort to improve yourself and attract that human being. It's got to start with some self-love. It's got to start with being the change that you want to see in the world. So many of you want financial freedom. You fucking hate your job, but you haven't done anything to work on that resume and start researching and start finding other opportunities out there. There are so many opportunities out there in the world. The world is an infinitely abundant place, but so many of you are sitting there with that scarcity mindset saying, I might fail, I might lose. What if I don't know what I'm doing? What if I look like a loser? Guess what? I have looked like a loser more times than you have even fucking tried. I have failed, and it's not a failure, it's a learning experience. I have failed more times than you have even tried. This fucking beautiful gentleman here, this Greg Jerry guy, has probably already fucking put in more effort and failed more times by going out there and trying to talk to women, and probably has walked past a lot of women by now, even though he's only been doing it for a couple of weeks. You walk around for a couple of hours, there's probably like 50 to 100 women that you walk past every hour that you could have talked to, but you didn't because you were scared, fair enough. And so this guy has probably failed, and it's not a failure, it's a learning experience, but he's probably so-called failed more times than a lot of you have even fucking tried. And so if you're going to take anything from my content, anything from this video in particular, be like Greg Jerry 4110. Go out there and give yourself permission to suck and have the fucking beautiful humility to say, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Nobody promised you a fucking guarantee that you would make it. You're not owed that. But if you want to have a fucking miracle in your life, if you want a miracle, be the fucking miracle. That's what this fucking gentleman did. He went out there and he actually tried. And again, it's not about this particular goal. This mindset applies to literally anything. If it's going to the gym, book in an appointment at the fucking gym to just do a little free tour. And by the way, you don't have to book that. So put it in your calendar on Monday, tomorrow, or today. I will go to the gym. I would just say to the front desk staff, do you mind if I take a look around? I'm thinking of signing up here. And they will go, sure, I'll give you a tour. Walk around with them for 10 minutes. They'll go, here's the weight training machines. Here's the treadmill. Here's this. And we have personal trainers. Are you interested in that? And maybe you say yes, maybe you say no, it doesn't matter. And they show you around. Here's where the water fountain is if you're thirsty. Here's where the changing rooms are. We have nice changing rooms where you can change and take a big fat shit if you need to, and you can do all your business in there. And you're like, wow, this is great. Thank you. And then you go home. Congratulations, you actually fucking started. So take that first tiny little baby step, which is what that video, this video, how to start your goals right now, that's what this video was for. Take those first couple of baby steps. I mean, your first baby step is watching this freaking video. I literally walk you through how to take that first tiny little baby step, even when you're scared. But be more like this Greg Jerry legend. Go out there and actually take that first fucking step. I promise you, something beautiful will happen. But if you sit at home just consuming my content, feeling sorry for yourself, feeling bad about yourself, feeling guilty and ashamed and afraid and angry and life is unfair and why do other people get what they want? Because they're putting in the fucking effort, that's why. And why do I not get what I want? Because you're not putting in the fucking effort, that's why. Stop sitting there being a victim, or keep being a fucking victim, but nothing will change in your life. Why would anything change if you sit there and wait for a miracle? That is not how the universe works. It reminds me of the Mother Teresa quote. I used to believe that prayer changes things, but now I know that prayer changes us and we change things. In other words, be the fucking change that you want to see in the world or that you want to see in your own life. If you're sick of sitting around having no friends, having no social life, having no women in your life or no men in your life or nothing that you actually find meaning or joy or love from, then fucking go and do something about it. Stop sitting around praying and wishing that it would just fall upon you. So many people, some of you even, sit around with this sense of entitlement that I should just have what I want, but you haven't followed the actual steps to get that thing. You go, it's not fair. I went out and did 2 photo shoots on my Tinder profile and I don't have any matches. 2 photo shoots is not following the fucking instructions. Go do 50 or 100 fucking photo shoots and see how many matches you get then. Or you say, I see all these happy couples and they're together and it's not fair. Why do other people get love but not me? How many people that you're attracted to have you talked to in the last 6 months, year, 2 years? How much effort are you putting in? I'm a virgin, you know, I'm 30 years old, I'm 40 years old, and no one's dated me, and I'm a virgin, and I'm a kissless virgin, and I'm ashamed of it, and it's not fair. All right, how many hundreds of women have you talked to in the last month? If the answer is, well, I talked to one woman like 6 months ago, that's why you're unhappy. That's why you don't have the thing that you want. Or you could go the other direction and say, how much effort have you put into your own self-love? If you're sitting around saying, I don't have a partner, when was the last time that you were there for yourself? You're sitting around saying other people need to fill the void in my heart. Why don't you fill that fucking void in your heart? And so we sit around doing nothing, but expecting that life is going to change. No, life doesn't owe you a goddamn beautiful thing. And there's freedom in that, because you realize, holy shit, if it is to be, it's up to me, baby. If I want that beautiful life of abundance and joy, I'm going to have to do it. I make this abundantly clear. I say at the start of a lot of my videos, you know, I went from depressed and suicidal to living a life of abundance and joy. If I can do it, you sure as hell can too. Key word there being do it. I did stuff, and I had a whole lot of people that helped me. That's why I say all the time, get some fucking help, some professional help, some therapy, me as your coach, other people, friends, forums, someone. But the key word there, again, do it. I did it. I didn't just sit around going, oh, I should just not be depressed and suicidal anymore. In fact, I did do that for about 8 or 9 years, and I just wished that I could not be unhappy anymore. And guess what? The depression just sunk lower and lower. I was more and more suicidal. I eventually went to prison when I was 19. Or went through that. I went to prison when I was like 20, but I was arrested when I was 19. So that's what happens if you sit around hoping for a miracle. You just fall deeper and deeper into depression, nihilism, the darkness, the void, you know, that abyss, and nothing changes. If you want to change something, stop sitting around praying for change and pray that you will be better. It's like that quote, stop wishing it was easier, wish that you were better, or start being better. You know, to bring him up again, Mr. Greg Jerry 4110 here didn't sit around praying for a change, or maybe he had been before that. Maybe he'd been sitting around feeling bad about himself and feeling sorry for himself, and it's not fair. Why don't I have the life I want? I don't know. I don't know what he was doing before this post. But look at this. This is him basically going, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be the change that I want to see in my life, and maybe eventually in the greater world. If I want people out there to be approaching, and if I want myself to be approaching, I'm going to have to do it. No one's going to hold my hand. I make that abundantly clear in my coaching program, but sometimes even in my coaching program, for the first week or two, someone will come to the program and they'll basically just be expecting that it's a hands-off experience. And I make that abundantly clear when you sign up. Literally, you have to fill out a form that says, I understand that I am the one that needs to do the work to change. That Andy and the coaching team are not going to do it for me. They will help me, they will support me, they will love me, they will change my life in all those ways. But I have to do the work. I have to go out there and talk to the ladies. I have to start the business and ask for potential clients or customers. I have to go out there and talk to the people to make friends. I have to go to the gym and lift the weights or walk on the treadmill. I have to be the one to post about my mental health issues so people can love me and support me through that and help me and give me advice and all of that. People aren't going to reach into my fucking mind and help me deal with my mental health struggles. Like, that's not how that works. They'll ask me how I'm going, but if I don't then tell them, then what the fuck are they supposed to do? How can I help you with your depression if you don't talk about it? I can't. And so I make it abundantly clear. But even then, every now and then, someone will join, and for the first week, they won't really do a lot. And I will keep gently reminding them, hey, you know, you're going to have to go out there and talk to women. How can we help make that happen? Here's a bunch of things we can do to make it easy so you're not stressed about it. It's not painful. It's not difficult. We're going to break it down into baby steps and make it easier for you, like Greg Jerry did here. You just walk around outside for a few hours and start to slowly work up the courage. Baby steps and exposure therapy. But even with all of that, sometimes people get to the end of the first week and sometimes even the end of the second week and go, I feel like I haven't made enough progress. I feel like I haven't made any progress, or I'm feeling a bit disheartened. And I go, yeah, because you haven't been really doing the work, and that's okay. But now that you've realized that, here's a bunch of things that you can do to start actually taking some action and making some progress. If you don't go out there and talk to the women, then you're not going to make any progress. If you don't go out there and actually ask for some potential clients or customers, you're not going to make any money. Like, if you don't offer something of value to people, then they won't give you anything back in return. And that applies to business, sex, relationships, dating, social, everything. If you don't give something to other people, give some value, that won't come back to you. So you're going to have to do the work. And then it clicks in their head and they're like, oh, fuck, yeah, no, you're right. I've talked to like one woman when I've been here, since I got here. Yeah, I can just talk to more. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Let's make that a priority. And I'm like, Good job. Yeah, we're going to do that. And then they start talking about people, they start getting more success. Boom. It's not difficult. It's just do the work. So if you're going to take anything away from this guy, Greg Jerry, this fucking courageous person here, it's that number one, it's okay to suck. Number two, baby steps are the way to your goal. It's not going out there and doing 100 approaches on your first day, although some people do that, and that's amazing. If you can do that, brilliant, go and do that. But usually for 99% of you, it is I am going to take the tiniest little possible baby step that I can take towards my goals, towards my business or dating or social or my body or self-love or any of that stuff. I'll just start with tiny little steps, and then I'll just keep sort of going with that. And I'll find ways to make it fun. I'll find ways to enjoy it. Eventually, I get to a point where I can do way more than I'm currently doing, but I will be humble enough to admit that I suck right now. And all of you fucking suck at stuff that you haven't done before. I suck at everything I haven't done before. It would be insane, irrational, and deluded to expect that you can just somehow be good at something you haven't done. So be like fucking Greg Jerry here. Have the humility to say, holy shit, I don't even know if I can approach. All right, I'm just going to walk around on the street every day and I'm just going to hope that I work up the courage. That is like my approach anxiety program. I say, if you like go outside and try and approach women, maybe give yourself 3, 4, 5 hours to do that. Pick a Saturday and just go out there, or do it today. Just walk around for 10 minutes and try and approach. If you can't talk to a single woman, that's okay. Walk around and try and just give a few women some compliments. Hey, nice shoes. Hey, I really love how you're dressed today. You have great style. You know, have a beautiful day. Hey, I think you're really pretty, and I just wanted to tell you that. I hope you have a beautiful day. You know, you see you can even do it on a couple. You see a man and a woman together. You go, hey, sorry, I just wanted to stop you guys and tell you, you guys look like a really sweet couple. Like, yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. You'll make two people's day right there. Could you imagine if you're just walking around and someone comes up to you and just gives you a compliment, you and your boyfriend, you just be like, oh my God, like what a beautiful human being. So start with compliments. And if you can't do compliments, okay, bring it back down one level and just walk around trying to smile at some women and try that. If you can't do that, walk around thinking about smiling at strangers, which is essentially what Greg did here. He just walked around thinking about approaching. So go out there and do whatever you are currently capable of doing. And if all you can do is walk around for 30 seconds and think about approaching, and then you have to run home because that was so terrifying for you, good. You did something. That's amazing. If you can't even fucking leave the house because you're so terrified of even thinking about approaching, then sit in your house right now and think about leaving the house. Literally just do that. Do that for 5 minutes today. Think about what it might be like to go outside. You know, if you're extremely agoraphobic, that's a decent place to start. I would also get some professional help with that. I was agoraphobic myself, but just think about leaving the house and then take some baby steps. That's how I overcame my own agoraphobia, which is fear of leaving the house. I thought about leaving the house, and then I went around the block one time and then ran back home. And then I went a little further. I was out for 5 minutes, and then I walked to like almost to a shopping mall, but then I went home before I got there. And then I walked to a shopping mall and just kind of walked around for like 5 minutes, and I was paranoid, I was afraid, and then I went home. And then I tried to stay in the shopping mall just for as long as I possibly could. And I ended up staying like 45 minutes or something. And I texted my mother afterwards. I was like, holy shit, you'll never guess where I was. I was in a shopping mall for like 45 minutes. And she was like, honey, that's brilliant. And you just slowly build up from there. So whatever you are currently capable of doing, go do that and do a little bit more every day or every week or every month. Build upon your current success. But Greg here is a fucking legend. Be more like Greg. And if you're not interested in approaching, fine. Like I'm not saying do what Greg did specifically, but take his approach of like, you know what? I suck at this. Let me humble myself enough to take some baby steps and let me slowly improve over time. And if at first all I can do is walk around thinking about taking this step, like if all you can do is just think about going to the gym, if you're so overweight and so afraid of the gym and all of that, that the idea of losing all the weight and getting a healthy body just overwhelms you, which, yeah, that's overwhelming. Just start thinking about what it might be like to go and walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes and then go home. Just think about that. And then start working up the courage to just go and stand on the treadmill for 5 minutes and then quickly run home and go, oh my God, that was so embarrassing. Everyone probably thinks I'm fat and disgusting. I probably shouldn't be there. That's okay. Good job. And then go back again the next week or the next day and walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And then go home and you're afraid and all of that, but at least you did it. And then the next time, go for 5 minutes and 45 seconds on the treadmill and just slowly increase that until eventually you get to the same fuck it moment that Greg got to here, where maybe you say, you know what, I'm going to pay a personal trainer. I've been going to the gym and walking on the treadmill for like 5 or 6 or 7 minutes for the last like month and a half now. Yeah, let's just pay a personal trainer and see how that goes. I'll just do one session with a personal trainer. I'm too afraid to subscribe or pay them more than once. I'll just pay them once and see what happens. Brilliant. And you slowly increase from that. That's how I have done everything that I've done. It's how I built a business. It's how I've built all this content. It's how I, ended up in my beautiful relationship with Emmy. It's how I worked on my sex and dating life. It's how I made friends. It's how I worked through my depression and my agoraphobia and all of that. So be more like Greg. And one more thing that I will point out for any of you who specifically want to do what Greg has done, like you're a man and you want to go outside and learn to talk to women, a couple of mindsets that will really help. And Greg, if you're listening, my brother, these might help you too. Have the mindset with every woman that you approach of, I'm going to make her day a little bit brighter. And some of them won't want you to do that, and that's okay. Like you might approach some woman and say, hey, you're really pretty. Are you single? And she's like, no, thanks. I'm not interested. Cool. Great. You just say, have a beautiful day. It was really nice to meet you. I hope you have a blessed day. That's at least making her day a tiny bit brighter. But some women will just say, no, thanks. And they'll run off. Fine. But for any woman that is willing to talk to you for just a little bit, have in your mind, I want her day to be a little bit brighter. It's like that Mother Teresa quote, spread love wherever you go. Let nobody come to you without leaving a little bit better off. I wrote an article about that like fucking 5 years ago where I said, leave women better than you found them. If you walk up to a woman, aim that when she walks away, her life is a little bit better. If you date a woman for a couple of weeks or months, aim to have her life be a tiny, 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 tiny bit better at the end of that. If you date her for years, definitely aim to make her life better and brighter. If you fucking marry her, aim to have her life be better. So no matter how long you're with someone, man, woman, doesn't matter, aim to make their life just a little bit better for having met you. So go out to approach with that mindset. Like rather than going out saying, I want to get phone numbers or I want to get laid or I want to get a girlfriend, which Greg, you didn't say that, but like if you have that mindset, that is a default mindset of most men. They're like, I want to get, and most women too, by the way. That's like most people. I want to get, I want to get, I want to get. And it almost puts you in this sort of like desperate scarcity mindset of like, fuck, I need to get this. I need to get some phone numbers. I need to get laid. And you're thinking sort of like very self-centeredly. You're like, I want to get. But instead, flip it around and say, okay, I am going to give. I'm going to give to other people. I'm going to give them a nice experience. I'm going to give them a compliment. I'm going to make their day a little brighter if I can. And I'm giving to myself. I'm giving myself the gift of generosity. When you're nice to someone else, when you aim to make their day a little bit better, holy fuck, does that make your day a little bit better? And I'm going to give to myself by approaching women that I'm interested in. That's giving myself a beautiful gift. It's like I'm a little boy on Christmas. Like, wow, I got all these pretty girls to talk to. That's a fucking gift that you're giving to yourself. And so you give yourself that gift of the goal that you're going for and making progress in it and all of that. You give them the gift of like, I want to make your day a little brighter. I want to give you a compliment. I want you to feel good about yourself. I want to give you a bit of gratitude even. Like if we end up going on a date, fuck guys, like, and you girls as well, share as much gratitude as you can. Like one thing I encourage all of my coaching clients to do is share gratitude with the people that they're approaching or meeting on dating apps or going on dates with. I say, just fucking tell her guys. And, I coach some women as well. Just tell them girls, tell people and say, hey, I'm really grateful that you're here. I'm so excited to be here on this date with you. This is so fucking cool. We're going to have a great time. Like imagine you say that in the first 5 or 10 seconds of meeting someone. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun. We're going to have a great day. Suddenly the other person's like, yeah, me too. No, thank you. I'm glad I'm here too. This is going to be so fun. Boom, you're off to a good start. Instead of what most people do where they keep their cards close to their chest, they keep their feelings close to their chest. They don't want to open up and be too vulnerable and risk like having a fucking good time on a date by telling someone that you're excited and grateful for them. But the more you're able to give and open up, the more you fucking receive. Like if you really walk around with this big open fucking heart, and that can take a little bit of practice, that takes a bit of time. It's taken me the better part of several years and I'm still working on this. I'm not completely open. I'm not completely vulnerable all the time. There's still stuff that I hold back. I still sometimes try and get stuff from people. That's okay. We're all works in progress, But if you're able to be a bit more open-hearted in the dating process, you find that shit comes back to you times a million. Because if you're open and honest with people and you say, hey, I'm so excited to meet you right now. You're so pretty. God, I just want to talk to you right now. You're so hot. You're so amazing. Like, you're such a cool person. I'm so glad to be here. They fucking reciprocate that. 9 times out of 10, they go, I'm glad to be here too. I'm really excited to be here too. Sorry, that's my alarm. I got a coaching call in like 10 minutes, so we'll have to dash. But yeah, if you're open-hearted and open-minded and grateful and excited, if you're just like walking around with that fucking abundance mindset and that joy and sharing that with other people, they bring that back to you. They say, I'm excited too. I'm grateful too. I had a really nice time too. If you give compliments and say, you're really attractive, and I wanted to say, hey, they're like, thanks. I think you're really attractive too. Not everyone. Some people are a little bit shy and they're not used to giving compliments and all of that. Particularly women giving compliments to men. That's something that they haven't always had a lot of practice with. Quite a lot of women haven't given a lot of compliments, especially on appearance, to men. But with some practice and with a little bit of opening up, a lot of them will start to give that shit back to you. And then you feel really good. And something magical happens when you walk around with that mindset of, I want to make the world a little brighter. I want to make people's day a little bit better. I want no one to come to me without leaving a little bit better off. If you walk around approaching women with that mindset, or any of you women listening, if you talk to men with that mindset, holy fucking shit, you start to feel really good about what you're doing. Because if you walk up to someone and say, here's a compliment, I'd love to chat to you. I'm going to be respectful of your boundaries and all of that shit. Would you love to chat with me? Are you single? Do you want to chat with me? And then you chat and you give her a couple more compliments. Maybe she gives you a compliment. You say, damn, I really want to take you out for a date. Because like I said, you seem cool. You seem cool as fuck. Like, that's all I ever say with people on dating apps and in person. If I'm at the point where I'm like, I like this person, we talk for a couple of minutes, I like them, I literally just say, you seem really cool. I'm having so much fun talking to you. I'd love to go on a date with you. I just give them another fucking big compliment. And they go, I'm having fun too. Yeah, you seem cool too. I'd love to go on a date with you. And if you do that, you make people feel so fucking good that you start to see the benefits or the effects of your, I guess, love that you're spreading around, and your kindness and your compassion and your gratitude and your excitement. You're like an excited little fucking boy walking up to people going like, hey, you're pretty. I'm excited to talk to you. And she goes, I'm excited to talk to you. Wow, yeah. You feel really good and you see that you're having a positive impact on other people. And what do you think that has? What effect do you think that has on your fucking mindset? If women that you approach, you have a positive impact on, and you see the positive impact. They tell you, thank you for making me feel good. Thank you for approaching me. I'm so glad that we talked today. I'm excited to go on a date with you. What do you think that does for this beautiful mindset of yours? You start feeling really fucking happy with what you're doing, because you start to feel like, damn, when I walk up to women, I make them feel pretty good about themselves, and I'm respectful. I'm polite. If they're not interested, I'm just like, hey, have a beautiful day. It was really nice to talk to you. I hope you have a beautiful life. And then they leave and I leave, and we're both a tiny little bit better off. And even if they can't recognize that, like some people won't recognize that, like they're just having a bad day and they don't want to talk to you, that's okay. At least you tried. The intention is just to try. It doesn't matter if you actually have that effect. But you'll see that 9 times out of 10, you have a very positive impact on the people that you're approaching. And you fucking feel so motivated to then keep going. Because now when you leave the house, you're not thinking like, oh, I'm going to like creep a few girls out. Oh, I don't want to bother people. Oh, I'm scared of rejection. You're thinking like, nah, bro, I'm going out there to put some smiles on some dials. I want to go make some women feel good about themselves. And if they're single, that's good. If they're not single, that's good. If they want to go out on a date with me, that's good. If they don't want to go on a date with me, that's good. I'm just going out there to make some people feel good. And I get to fucking feel good too. I'm making myself feel good, because making someone else feel good makes you fucking feel good, obviously. Unless you're a psychopath, but fine. Most of you probably aren't. Shout out to any psychopaths out there. But so doing it in this way, where you're making or having the mindset, it's really just the intention. Like, I'm having the intention to make women smile, to make their day a little brighter. Man, it makes you want to go out there and talk to way more women. You wake up in the day and you feel good about what you're doing. And you don't worry so much about invented bullshit concepts like rejection, or what if she gets fucking creeped out by me, or what if I do a bad job, or what if I suck, or what if I look like a beta male, what if I look like a passive little bitch who doesn't know what he's doing. You're not even thinking about that shit. You're just like, I'm going out there to make some people smile. That's cool. Maybe I get some phone numbers. Maybe they get a phone number, because she gets a phone number too. So again, instead of thinking about getting, you're exchanging phone numbers. You're sharing contact information. That's fucking beautiful. You both win. It's not like taking from the other person and I get something. It's not that. It's like, we're going to share something together if they want to. And if they don't, cool. We've got to share a little conversation and maybe a connection for half a second. And even if they don't want to share in that with me, I'm going to have nothing but love and compassion and excitement in my heart. And so when she walks away, I feel good. So I don't even care. If you go out with that mindset, you will do 10,000 times the approaches. The approaches will go 10 million times better. Like, what do you think goes better for an approach? You walk up to someone and you're scared and you're nervous, and it's okay to be those emotions, but you let that dictate your actions instead of inviting excitement, joy, love, enthusiasm, gratitude, a positive intention. Instead of having those things, you just let sort of the negativity and the, oh, I'm worried that she'll think I'm creepy, I'm worried that I'll bother her, you let that take over. What do you think is going to have a better outcome? That you walk up to someone sort of closed off and like trying to get something from her. I hope I get laid. I hope I get phone numbers. Or that you walk up and you're like, hey, you're so cute. And like, I had to come and say hey to you. And she's like, thank you. And you're like, okay, are you single? And then she's like, I am. And you're like, I knew it. I knew when I walked out today, I was going to see the prettiest girl that I've ever seen in my life, and she was going to be single. I fucking knew it. And she'll probably start giggling. And you're like, yeah, this is like divine intervention or something, baby. Like, I don't even know what's going on right now, but there's something beautiful between us right now. Do you want to, are you happy to chat with me for a little bit and see if we have some chemistry? And she'll go like, sure, you crazy bastard. Sure. And you go, anyway, like, what are you up to today? And she goes, well, I was just like shopping around here today. And you're like, oh, what are you shopping for? And she's like, well, it's Christmas soon. So I'm looking for Christmas gifts for my mother or something. And you're like, what are you going to get your mum? Okay. Don't say socks, candles, or soap. You're getting her candles or soap, aren't you? And the girl will be like, yeah, I was going to get her some nice candles, but there's nothing wrong with candles. We women like candles. And you're like, oh, come on, girl. Like, come on, we got to find you something better. Anyway, the point that I'm getting to is you have this fun little fucking excited conversation because you're fucking excited. You're going up with the mindset of like, I want to make her day a little better. I want to make my day better. And even if she isn't single, you have that whole conversation and you say, hey, anyway, I'd love to grab a drink with you. Would you like that? And she's like, I think I'm okay, but it was really nice to meet you. You're like, cool. It was fucking fun to meet you. We got to talk about candles. Like, we had a great conversation. I hope you have a really beautiful day. I'm really glad I met you. Like, thank you for talking to me. And she's like, thank you for talking to me. And then you both walk away, and then you talk to all of your male friends or post on the forum or in my coaching group, you make a post about it and you're like, wow, I met this girl and here's what happened. It was so exciting. And then she probably walks away and fucking texts her friends and goes, you won't believe what happened to me. I met this like really crazy, interesting, cute guy who was just like super nice to me. And like, we had this great conversation. And they're like, wow, that's so nice that he walked up to you and told you that you were pretty and he didn't pressure you and blah, blah, blah. Like, you get to make someone's day better. And so, what do you think has a more positive impact on the outcome? Like, what do you think gets you more phone numbers and more experiences and more sex and more girlfriends and a better, more excited connection with someone else? Being really positive and happy, or having that sort of mindset of like, I suck at this and that's not okay. It sucks that I suck and I should be better at this. I have to be perfect. I have to memorize the fucking pickup lines. I have to make sure I do everything perfect. It's pretty fucking obvious that you walking up excitedly makes a big fucking difference. And so again, if you go out with that mindset of I'm going to make everyone's day a little brighter if I can, if I can't, that's okay too. And I'm going to make my day brighter. I want two people to have fun if the other person wants to do that with me. If they don't want to have fun, that's okay. I'll have fun. If they don't want to have fun, I will. And as soon as they don't want to talk to me, I'll wish them well and I'll have nothing but love in my heart. I'll just feel fucking positive intention towards them as I watch them walk away. And then with that positive intention, you're now fucking excited to talk to the next person. You will do 10 times the number of approaches if you go out there with that positive intention to make your day and everyone else's day a little brighter. You will have 10 times better interactions. People will be 10 times more excited when they give you a fucking phone number, and they'll be 10 times more excited to go on a freaking date with you. So go out there with that intention to make the world a little brighter. And that applies to everything, by the way. Like, literally, that is my intention with these fucking videos. That is my intention with my coaching program, is like to make everyone's day brighter. And obviously, if you're in the coaching program, it's like to change your life as well on top of that. But like, you get the point. From the very beginning, I wasn't focused on let me get money. I have to make a ton of money. And obviously, like, I put effort and intention into that. So it's not that I didn't try and make money at all. But what I'm saying is, like, phrasing it a better way, my main intention was to make people's lives a little brighter, to leave them better off than before I found them. They come to me, they leave a little bit better. And so have that intention in social life. Like, the friendships and the connections that you will build, if every friend that you meet or every potential friend you meet, your aim is to make their life a little better, holy fucking shit. People will start, they won't literally do it, but they'll be like willing to take a fucking bullet for you. Hopefully there's no bullets flying around that they have to dive in front of or whatever. But you'll build those kind of deep, loyal connections that so many of us are looking for. But that's you going first. You saying, how can I make my friend's life a little better? If I'm not feeling good in myself, hey, let me reach out to someone else and make them feel a little better, rather than what we often do, which is focus so intently on our own perceived wrongings and our own perceived flaws and our own perceived pain and all of that. Not to say the pain isn't there, but like we make it bigger than it often is by focusing so intently on it. But if we can step outside that for half a second and say, okay, maybe I'm not in a good position. Let me just go and be there for someone else because they're probably not in a good position too. You help that person, they then turn it back on you most of the time and they go, hey, I'm going to fucking help you too. Boom. Beautiful. Reciprocal relationship. Same with dating. You know, the more you can give to other people, the more comes back. Definitely the same in business. The more value you're able to give, the more money people give you back in return. These things, I think we know on a deep level, but we often forget it because we get so caught up in I have to get phone numbers, I have to get laid, I have to get a girlfriend, I have to get a wife, I have to get a husband, I have to get a better job, I have to get money, I have to use people. And we don't mean to use people, but we're just so desperate to fucking grab onto stuff because it's like a survival mechanism in us. Like if we don't go and get food, we will die, or this physical body will die. And so from a very early age, we're used to just getting in order to surviving. And then we just keep expanding that to like, well, I have to get laid too, otherwise I won't survive. It's like you can survive without having sex, but your brain doesn't know the difference. And that will just keep going on forever. You could be the millionaire who's like, but I have to get $1 billion, otherwise I won't survive. And it's like, bro, you're fine, dog. Like you don't need the next Lamborghini. You might want the next Lamborghini. That's beautiful. Go for it. But it's not a survival thing anymore. And so at some point that need, or that thing that we call a need, expands out to the point where we're just saying that we need everything. I need to get laid. You don't need to get laid. You're fine without it. You can live without getting laid. But your brain says, no, I need it. I need to have a girlfriend. You don't need a girlfriend to survive. It's not a survival thing anymore. Now it is a desire or a want or a goal. And that's beautiful. Let's work on that and make that happen. But it's no longer a survival need. But our brain can't tell the difference. It literally can't until you start practicing. And so we'll say, well, I need a bigger house. I need a bigger mansion. I need a better job. I need people to respect me. I need my boss to listen to me. I need my friends to be there for me. I need this. I need that. I need better clothes. I need a Gucci handbag. I need this. And we just keep expanding that forever. There is no limits to the ego and the perceived needs that we have. You know, I feel that in myself sometimes. It's like I have 50,000, I think we're at like 60,000 subscribers now. And then the brain goes, oh, but we need 100,000. It's like, no, we don't. That's definitely not a need. You do not need 100,000 subscribers. Like Jesus fucking Christ, rein that ego in a little bit. A little dose of humility, boy. We do not need 100,000 subscribers, because then I'll just move the goalposts again and go, you'll get to 100,000 subscribers, and then your brain will go, I really need like 200,000. It's like, no, you don't need that. Now, do you want it? Sure, that'd be a really nice thing to have and a nice goal to work on and a nice accomplishment. Okay, cool, then work on it. But it's not a need. But we often get so caught up in perceived needs that we become fucking desperate, don't we? So removing the word need from the vocabulary and switching it with want, or would like to have, or I'm very excited to have, that makes it a lot more fun. Like if you tell yourself, I need to go outside and approach women, it feels like a chore. It feels painful. You feel stressed that you currently haven't achieved it yet. It feels like there's something wrong or something missing. It hurts to say, I need something and I don't have it. That is the cause of basically all of human suffering. That's a Buddhist kind of concept there, that all human suffering is caused from attachment to the word need. I need to have this. I should have this. I shouldn't be suffering right now. I should have the thing I want. I need it. I fucking need it. And then you're not okay until you get it. But then the brain will just play that game again. There'll be the next thing that you supposedly need, and then you won't be happy till you get it. And we just do that forever. And so if you switch it to like, I would like to have, or I'm excited to have, or I want to have, that's fucking empowering. That's exciting. Now you're fired up. It's almost like a fun thing that you get to do rather than something that you need or you think you need for survival. And so with approaching, if you leave the house, rather than saying, I need to get some phone numbers tonight. No, you don't need anything. Maybe you need some water and some food, and that's about it. Maybe you could say a bit of oxygen, but that seems to be there's lots of oxygen around. Isn't that cool? So really, if you want to play around with the word need, all you need is a bit of food, a bit of water, and you're fucking good, man. Like you're fine. Anything after that is a fucking bonus. And so rather than saying, I'm going outside and I need to get some phone numbers, or I need to approach, you put that pressure on yourself. No, ditch that and say, I would like to go out and approach. I'm excited to go out and approach. I can't wait to go out and approach. It's going to be so fun going out there and approaching. Man, if I get a phone number, holy shit, that'll be so exciting. That's going to be so cool. I'm so excited to do that. Man, I'm going to go out there and really try and get some numbers. I can't wait. Now you're fired up. Now you go out there and you're like a little fucking kid at Disneyland. You're like, I want to talk to all the women and get all the phone numbers and give them my contact details. And I want to hug every woman in the world and I want them to be happy and I want to put smiles on their face and I want to be happy too. And then you walk out there with that fucking energy and you're like, damn, man, I'm gonna have a beautiful fucking day out here. Rather than walking around going, holy shit, I need a number, I need to get laid, I need a girlfriend, fuck, I need to lose my virginity, shit, 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 shit. When's it gonna happen? There's something wrong with me because I haven't already done it. You have almost like a fucking panic attack. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll finish up by saying, because I do have to go on a little bit, and you'll know that I love to talk. Go outside with that mindset of like, I want to make people's lives better, whether that's dating, social, business, doesn't fucking matter, and make your own life better as well. Like, let's be very clear about that. Don't sacrifice to help other people. I would never advocate that you sacrifice and hurt yourself just so that other people can be happy. No, that's not loving, is it? It's not very compassionate. You know, the Buddha said, you yourself, as much as anyone else in the universe, deserve your love and compassion. So start with you, be nice to you, and then share that with other people. But again, big shout out to Mr. Greg Jerry 4110, absolute legend. I really appreciate you sharing this, by the way. I appreciate all of you that comment, because then I get to do content like this, and content like this brings me a lot of joy. So thank you for your sharing. Thank you, all of you, for being vulnerable and courageous and open-hearted and open-minded and all of that sort of shit. Go out there, crush those goals. If you want any more help with it, I got to go. So I will run the outro of the coaching. You can check all that out. You know, we offer coaching. We will change your life and all of that beautiful stuff. I'll put that at the end. I appreciate all of you. I'm really grateful that you're here. Go out there and build that beautiful life for yourself. You're allowed to, but you are going to have to be humble enough to say, I might suck. I'll take some baby steps and I'll just keep going. If you've been wanting an amazing, awesome, elite sex life, tons of threesomes, plenty of wild adventures, and great memories with awesome people, we would love to help you get there. Here's just a little bit of what our coaching clients have achieved in their time in the program. Renee had a threesome in just his second week of coaching, had a woman write him a love letter, and he went on to have sex with 12 women in just 12 weeks of coaching. Corky had his first threesome, slept with 7 amazing women, and made a ton of awesome memories with them. George and Power both had sex with 10 women each in their 12 weeks, had a bunch of wild adventures along the way. Join me and join them by clicking the coaching link in the description below.